Hello everyone, this is Soul Super 17 here, and I'm just gonna say this, I don't own this picture, got this off of Google. Alright, well, let's just, get to the video. Last time we left off, is, Kankuro dies, Sanjufor, captured him, Orochimaru killed him, and basically, Tsunade makes a deal that Naruto has to master an S-rank jutsu. We all know it's gonna be the exact same jutsu. Alright? Okay. But I am going to change the Rasengan's color and the way how it's gonna look. Alright? Okay. So, yeah, let's just get into this. This is what if Naruto had the Green Reaper's powers, part 11? 12? I really don't remember. It's been a while. Maybe even 10. Yeah. You'll see it in, when I, upload this. Alright? Oh, yeah, by the way, fan is, running. You get the gist. Okay. So, yeah. So, Naruto's looking at Tsunade. Eyes are blinking, and he goes like, okay, deal. This is gonna be pretty easy, actually. He just starts laughing. She's like, ask him, what do you mean? He was like, oh, well, I mean, you saw Kurama, so you know I have a larger amount of chakra on me than most people on this planet. Earth, right? She says, yeah, but your skills to master an S-rank jutsu isn't gonna be that easy. Naruto just thinking to himself, she really doesn't know me. And then Ino starts laughing out loud, which catches Tsunade, Jiraiya, and, well, her assistant. I cannot remember her name. I'll look that up, actually, I'll look up right now. Give me a minute. Shizune just look at her, with a confused look, and Naruto says, don't tell them the truth about me. Let Tsunade think she has this in the bag. For now, at least. And she just says, alright, while still laughing. So, he just tells her, I'm gonna start my training now. See ya. As he walks away from Tsunade. And Tsunade is, thinking, what the heck is, going on? She doesn't understand Jiraiya. She looks at Jiraiya and says, what's with that kid? What's with Naruto, basically? And then she notices the skeletons are still there, but then they just start disappearing, and she sees the chakra going back into Naruto, as she's, thinking, what the? As says, that happens all the time. That's how he reclaims his chakra. As Jiraiya says, well, first time I ever see it, and that's pretty scary. Says, yeah, but he was holding back. He especially had some weights on him. They increased, but the more chakra he puts into it, they increase the weight. So he's been holding it back against a lot of people. Which Tsunade and Shizune just gasp, and Shizune asks, wait, does that mean he's way stronger than Lady Tsunade? And just physical strength? And Ino just says, maybe. I don't really know. But hey, he is my boyfriend after all, so, I know him better than anyone. As she walks away, to where she thinks Naruto's gonna be, as Shizune and Tsunade go, blinking, and then they're what the heck just happened? As Jiraiya just starts laughing and says, alright, I'm gonna go teach Naruto. See ya. So, after Jiraiya leaves, Tsunade and Shizune just look at each other and says, he won't master S-rank jutsu. Right? Right? They're just asking themselves. But, So, after 30 minutes for Jiraiya, he, gets over to there, and Naruto says, well, it took you a little while. And Jiraiya says, well, you came fast. I mean, you were ahead of us. Well, and, And he goes, yeah, that's true. So, do you have any, like, S-rank jutsus I can learn? And he goes, like, yeah, this. Then he makes the Rasengan in his hand. As Ino goes, what's this? And he goes, like, well, Naruto, since you already know about your father, this is a technique that I, trained him in. And he and me, couldn't, like, perfected it. I believe you can. As Naruto goes, like, huh. So, you passed it along to him, then you're also passing along to me. And he goes, yes. And I said, see? This is why you're technically my grandpa. As he says, can you quit it with that? And he just says, alright then, Pervy Sage. And then he goes, I'd rather you call me grandpa. And he goes, nope, you don't want me to, so now it's just going to be Pervy Sage. As then, Naruto has a grin on his face, and Jiraiya says, I should just keep my mouth shut. And Ino's just laughing. And so, Naruto, like, asks, like, is there, like, any steps to it? He, Jiraiya just says, like, condense the chakra into a ball, and, like, he just, I forgot how it really explained it to him, but, whatever he did in, like, canon, explanation to Naruto, understood it, so, he just makes a Rasengan, but for some reason, it's a gray version of it. And which Jiraiya and is just like completely shocked, says it looks a lot different than mine. And he goes, yeah, but it doesn't feel right. I have like some control over it, but it's hard to maintain. It was like, yeah, maybe I should practice with the, like you said, the water balloon, then the ball with just air in it. And he goes, alright, I'll go prepare some, We'll see you back at the hotel. It was alright. So, and, Naruto are walking back, and Kurama, was like talking to Naruto into his head. He was like, so Naruto, how are we gonna do this? And he was like, yeah, probably train tomorrow morning until tomorrow night, and sleep for a little bit, get up, train again. And he was like, wow, that's a lot of training you're gonna be doing. He was like, I have a feeling I'm gonna master this in roughly about 5 days, 2 to 3 max. His Kurama's just laughing. Ino was like looking at Naruto because he was smiling. He goes like, so, were you talking to Kurama? And he says, yeah, I just, told him how long I think it's gonna take us to master the Rasengan. And then, she does like smile and says, let's hope it doesn't take so long, because I'm gonna get back to the village. There's a place I want, go on a date with you. And Naruto just smiles and says to her, alright, sweetie. I'll try my hardest to get this done quick. Besides, with all this chakra I have, it might be 2 days. Who knows? And she smiles and says, just don't push yourself. And he says, I promise. Also, I don't think that Koski is gonna come after me for a very long time. Probably till when we're teenagers, I'm guessing. I really don't know for sure. I'm just making a prediction. And she, like, understands. So, they get back to the hotel. They fall asleep. Jiraiya gets back. He, falls asleep too. Then, when Naruto wakes up, Jiraiya's already up, with the water balloons and, just a regular ball that has air in it. That's harder to pop. So he tells Naruto about just making, like, the motion, like, have his chakra like, spin the water balloon as fast as it can until it pops. Which then Naruto just does in one shot. But then he keeps on practicing it. And he, after 5 water balloons, he thinks he got it. Next thing he tries with the actual, the one that's supposed to be harder to pop. And then he pops it in a matter of, like, 10 minutes. Then he does to another one, it takes a little less time. Then he does to another one, it takes a little more or less time. Until it's only about, like, 1 minute it pops. And then he goes like, alright, I think I got the handle of it. So then this, he forms the Rasengan, this is like, outside where he can like train. They went outside to the place where Naruto would to practice targeting with the Rasengan and breaking the trees and rocks and everything else, like where he was in canon. Yeah, that's where he is, and he's been, the Ino's there, and he's just like training it, and basically Naruto just holding it out with one hand, and then it forms. But for some reason, Naruto thinks he can give it a shape. He just says out loud to Jiraiya, says, "Hey, I think it'll be a lot more easier if I give it a shape." And he's like, "What? What do you mean?" And then next thing you know, all of a sudden, Naruto makes a freaking skeleton head, skull, as a Rasengan. And Jiraiya was like, "What the heck?" And he was just like surprised. And Kurama just laughed. Like, Kurama comes out, from Naruto's chakra, and basically says, "That's it, Naruto. Now let's see the damage output." I was like, alright. And then Naruto just runs right to the wall and just yells out, "Rasengan!" And then when it hits the wall, all of a sudden you just hear a huge explosion. And like Tsunade and Shizune like hear it and like wondering, did he just master mastering jutsu, or is he training? Like, they don't know what. So let's go back over to Naruto, Jiraiya, and as when the dust clears, Jiraiya and just see into a wall the image of a skull, and Jiraiya goes like, "How? How is that even possible?" And he says, "Alright, let's try another time." And then he makes a Rasengan, and then he just adds a little bit of, let's say, like fire chakra. I mean, the elemental chakra fire. And then the skull goes on fire, and he goes like, "Flaming Skull Rasengan!" And he smacks it into a tree nearby, as then, it basically catches on fire and blows up. And Tsunade and Shizune are, running over to it, as he then, like, adds lightning, water, and a little bit of earth. And like he made just wind skeleton Rasengan, a flaming skull Rasengan, a water skull Rasengan, or water dragon skull Rasengan. He's learned that he can actually manipulate the Rasengan to look the way he wants. So he's kind of surprised by it. And like, is just like saying, she just like says, "That's my boyfriend," with a smile on her face. And Jiraiya is just thinking, this kid's a monster. I mean, that Kekai Genkai of his is unreal, but he can manipulate his chakra like it's nothing. Like, what is he? As then Tsunade and Shizune comes over and sees the devastation with Naruto done. As Naruto says, "I didn't quite master it just yet. I mean, I learned it, but I didn't master it." As then he looks over to like Tsunade and Shizune, and he goes like, "Oh, hello, ladies. Like what I done with the place?" As they see all the damage and destruction, they're like wondering, what the heck? And then he just says, "Oh, I technically learned." And as then he holds up his hand, and he just started pouring chakra into his hand, which he formed the Rasengan, but then it turns into a skeleton head, skull, and he says, "The Rasengan." That kind of modify it to basically to work with my Kekai Genkai. I just poured a little bit of more of my chakra, and then I started, able to manipulate it. So I figured it would be good if I made it into a skeleton. As Naruto just throws it over to her, to Tsunade, as he says, "Catch." As she's like wondering, what the... As she like does catches it, and she's like wondering, what? How? And he goes, "Oh, well, I just figured I might be able, while I was like making it and then using it with the different elements, I thought, maybe I can also use it as a ticking time bomb." to only where I raised the chakra in it to the point where it could explode. So as long as I don't want it to explode, it won't. Basically, it's just like a remote control time. Like, it's just like brainwave, more chakra, explode. Because he explains it that way. She says, I understand what you meant by the other time. You have to like simplify it like that. And he goes like, sorry. And then he just like grabs it, takes it back, throw it behind him, away from everyone, and then he just snaps his fingers and it just explodes. As like they're thinking he mastered the Rasengan, and he made it to be so versatile. What is he? And then Naruto just says, still not good enough. I need to practice it more. And they're thinking, what? He goes, yeah. I mean, it's good and all, but it's like I have to get up close and personal. That's why I thought that the bomb Rasengan would work. But it's more like I'm gonna throw it and technically use it. I could use it as a weapon too. So it's like more like I can use it as like I can use my scythe when it's in its like chakra form before I grab onto it. I can morph it into a weapon. I technically want to do it with like that. As they're thinking, that's impossible. He goes like, we'll just have to see. So, if you two excuse me, I gotta work on that now. As he just shoos them away. And then he looks at Jiraiya and says, you two can actually, go have some fun. By that, I mean, just go and get something to eat, go look around, shopping or something. I don't know. I'm gonna train for a little bit. As then says, nope, I want to see what you can do. As Jiraiya just says, I'm gonna go. And while he's walking away, he's thinking Jiraiya's just saying to himself and saying, I believe I'm not needed here at all. As then Naruto says to Outlaw says, did I just broke his pride without even trying? As just starts saying, yeah, I think you did, but I mean, you're technically overpowered already because of that Kekai Genkai of yours. As Naruto says, true, but hey, I mean, at least I ain't evil. As does nod her head, and then Naruto does go back to training. He trains all day. Stop only took a break for like lunch and dinner. He's trying to form the Rasengan into basically a blade first, try to make it into a weapon that can literally go and use it, and it's kind of hard to do. It ain't like he can use to summon out his scythe. So he's thinking he needs to like a little bit more work on it. So he practiced until it gets late at night, and fell asleep already. And Kurama, she's just like holding him as he's still in his little like nine-tailed fox form. So yeah, she's just like holding him, and she fell asleep. As then he carries the both of them back to the hotel, and then he falls asleep. Then he wakes up the next day. He's able. I mean, he learned something while he was trying to do it. He was like trying to like force it because he thought he would need to give a shape by that. So he tries to say, just let it be, and then just try to shape it without any force. So it's starting to like shape. He wanted to create it into a sword, but he thought a kunai would be better. He can then easily throw it. As then he does it. He makes it into a kunai. He calls it the Rasengan. I mean the kunai Rasengan. As was there and witnessed it, and she was like, "You actually did it!" Like she's all happy and stuff. And Naruto's just saying, "Yeah, all right, now let's try this." As then Naruto does make a regular Rasengan without changing the shape to a skull. As then he starts pouring more chakra into it. As then suddenly they're starting to become like a blade starting to come out. And then she's like, "What the?" He goes like, "Huh. So, I guess I could make it into a shuriken." She goes, "What the?" And he was just saying, this is Rasen Shuriken. And then he just throws it to the nearby trees, which are a pretty good distance away, as then it explodes. As Naruto does, like, go in front of Ino and block and anything that would come near her. And there's like a couple of like branches and rocks that does hit Naruto. And one branch does pierce his skin, come out of his outer shoulder. As then he winces in pain. As Ino goes, Naruto, you okay? And he goes, yeah, I didn't know how much power that had in it. And then he's like, seeing that his wound is healing like instantaneously. She's like, you alright? And he goes, yeah, I'm fine. Don't worry. I'm a lot stronger than, well, I look. Remember? She nodded her head. And Jiraiya was on the way, and then he heard an explosion. He goes, Naruto, Ino, are you all... Oh. And then Ino and Naruto looking at him goes like, what's wrong, Jiraiya? And then he points over, and Naruto made a huge crater. As Naruto goes like, yeah, I'm definitely not using that move until it's the last resort. As he asked, what did you do? And he just told him he made a new move, and he made a Rasengan into a kunai. As Naruto shows him it, and then he just throws it at a tree, as it does technically go right through it, and then through another, it goes like right through like 5 trees and disappears. As Jiraiya goes like, that's just way too OP. And Naruto goes like, yeah, but hey, those are for, last resorts. As Jiraiya goes like, really? He goes, yeah, I think I mastered Rasengan. Now it's time to battle Tsunade, right? As then, Jiraiya says, it only been 2 days and you really think you can take her on? Because, she said to master Rasengan. So, yeah. As they go over to where Tsunade is, and Tsunade goes like, what do you want, Jiraiya? And then she sees Naruto and Ino, and she goes like, no. He goes, yep. No. He goes, yep, I mastered the Rasengan. Even created a new move and a new technically weapon for me with the Rasengan. And she's like, and then she goes down the beach. She goes, I can't believe it. As then she goes, I need to see it. So they go over to where the training area was, as she sees the trees and the crater, and she was like, and he just smiled and goes like, so, can you become Hokage now? As she says, yes. And Shizune was in shock too, as they did not suspect Naruto to master this at all. As Naruto was just telling them, well, you should know, nothing's bad is gonna happen if you become Hokage. I mean, if anything, as long as I'm there, we're technically safe. As he makes a smile, and she goes, yeah. But then she says, I have a present for you. And he goes, really? As then she gives him the necklace, and then kisses him on the forehead. As then gets jealous. He goes, hey, why are you kissing my... And then Tsunade says, that necklace is, for the next future Hokage, and I believe you can do it. And that's a kiss for good luck on the, I gave you on your forehead. And he goes like, well, thanks, Granny Tsunade. And she goes like, don't call me Granny. He goes like, yeah, you're not gonna win that. I probably am. As she just sighs and goes, whatever, Naruto. And then she looks over at Ino and says, please look after Naruto for me. And Ino goes, fine. Besides, I was gonna have to look after him anyways, because he's my boyfriend, and I don't want him to get hurt. As Naruto looks over at her and goes like, you just saw me had a tree branch, little trees, a little branch go right through my shoulder, and you saw it healed. You already know I could probably heal from a fatal wound. As he goes, yeah, but still, it worries me. And he just like, I know, but still. And then Kurama was there the whole entire time, and he says, ahem. as everyone looks at Kurama, and he says, I know you worry about Naruto. You have every right to. But, look, as long as I'm around, the kid ain't gonna die. Besides, if he dies, I go with him. As he says, oh, yeah, that's true. And then she picks up Kurama and just starts hugging him and says, please, Kurama, don't die on me. He was like, I ain't dying yet. Well, actually, I am. You're suffocating me. As then Naruto started coughing. And then they let's go and says, sorry. So, after that, everyone laughs. And, they make their way to the Hidden Leaf Village. As Tsunade says, I can't believe it. This kid beat me. In, like, a battle almost, and learn a jutsu. So, on the way, Tsunade has been, like, trying to figure out more about Naruto and everything that he went through, which is pretty amazing. She, like, even, like, heard of, like, her rumor that Donzo changed his ways. As he goes, yeah, I mean, after him, like, helping me out and stuff, he got to know me a little bit better. He kind of mellowed out. Less dark and broody, more of a willing to help out people, and seeing stuff to a certain degree of not everyone should be used as a tool and stuff. So, yeah. She's kind of shocked by that. So, after like a couple of days, say like 6 days, because they went like non-stop, like using chakra to increase their speed. People had to, some people had to like stop and take a break, so they all did. And Naruto just says, while Kurama's there, asks him, says, hey, can I put some more, like, some of you like I did that one time with Gaara? And then it just says, then, Kurama looks at him and says, I recommend we don't do that. It'll cause suspicion and, well, people will be afraid. As Naruto goes, oh, yeah, true. Everyone thinks you're dead. And Kurama looks annoyed. He goes, yeah, just because well, actually, everyone knew I'm alive. It's just that they thought I was sealed away in someone. I was like, yeah, so, oh, yeah. I forgot about that. I forgot they thought, they knew you were still alive. And then he hits himself on the head. Says, my bad. As Kurama says, you did not get much sleep, did you? And he was like, well, nope. And I've been tired, like, I know I only took like 2 days to learn, but I've been like, keep on staying up, taking shifts, and don't waking anyone else up, so I haven't been sleeping well. I think just looks at him and goes like, why not? He goes like, reasons? As then Kurama just looks at him and says, you're worried about if Vina will get hurt, so that's why you stay up. And he goes, yeah. As that kind of makes blush a little bit, but he goes like, hey, I do get like at least 5 hours of sleep. It's not enough to function right, but still. So everyone's looking at Naruto and go like, wow. So that, though it was in like 6 days and they took that break, they're like near the village. So after like a 45-minute break, they run over. They get to the village. As everyone sees Tsunade, they're like, Naruto, you brought back Lady Tsunade. And he was like, yeah. I can even beat her in a fight. You guys want to see? I was like, no, we believe you, Naruto. And Naruto just laughs. Goes like, yeah, I'm not really in the mood to fight. As he just yawns and says, I'm actually pretty tired. And he's just stretching. So they understand. They welcome Lady Tsunade. Jiraiya says he'll take her to meet the third Hokage. As they says, thank you, Jiraiya. As Jiraiya just tells Naruto to go to sleep and get some rest. And he goes, sure thing, Prairie Sage. Bye. So yeah, goes with him. Jiraiya takes her to the third Hokage. The third Hokage welcomes her, and Jiraiya tells the third Hokage what he taught Naruto, that he has a wolf summon, a crow summon, a raven summon, and the toad summon. He even has learned the Rasengan and has improved it so much that he never imagined it even could. As the third Hokage is just laughing, he says, well, because of that Kekkai Genkai of his battle skills and chakra control, even basically just normal chakra seems to be able to bend to his whim. As, Jiraiya nods in agreement, along with Tsunade. So they talk about the preparations, and let's go back over to Naruto. As Naruto's just like yawning, and she goes, "You sure you don't want to go back to sleep?" And he goes like, "Nah. Besides, that 45-minute nap was pretty good, so that should be good enough. So let's go on that date that you want to go on." And she goes, "Seriously, we can't go back and just relax and watch something a while?" And he goes like, "You sure?" And she goes, "Yeah, I'm really okay with it." And she's smiling, and she's worried about Naruto's health. So yeah. But Sasuke and Sakura were just walking, and they were saying, "I wonder when Naruto's gonna get back." Along with like and Ina, and Sakura says, "Yeah, and Ina too." As then they see Naruto and Ino, as Naruto does not have the hood on, so people see the ears and they're like saying it's Naruto. I heard about he brought back Lady Tsunade along with Jiraiya, and like really he goes, "Yeah, I even heard like there's even like something off about him, like he's a lot stronger." As then like Sasuke's run over to Naruto, and Ino goes, "Naruto, Ino!" Sakura's following right behind him. As he goes, "Oh, hey guys, what's up?" As Sasuke says, "And just waiting for you." And then he looks at Naruto, he's saying, "Hey, did you get stronger or something?" He goes like, kinda. I learned a new move, and I technically improved it." And Sasuke goes like, "Wow." But on the inside he goes like, "Naruto keeps on getting stronger than me." And he's clenching his fist. Naruto notices it. He was like, "Well, I mean, it technically was what my father learned. So, it just was a pass on, Jiraiya. That's all." As then Sasuke was like, "Oh, okay." As Naruto looks at Sakura, goes like, "Sakura, have you been training?" And she goes, as a little sweat drop goes on her face, she goes, "Yeah, I've been training every day since you've been gone, and every hour." And Naruto just goes like, "You're lying. You've been trying to go on a date with Sasuke, haven't you?" She goes, "No, I haven't." As then Sasuke looks at Naruto, and Naruto looks back at Sakura. He goes like, "Yeah, you have." And then he, grabs Sasuke, puts his arm around Sasuke's shoulder and like brings him down, and like he whispers in Sasuke's like ear and goes, "So, you're gonna ask her out, right?" And then he's blushing. Goes like, "How do you know who I like?" Which caught Sakura off guard. She goes, "Wait, what?" As then, Sasuke's looking at Naruto with a blushing like face, and which Ino didn't even know. And then Naruto just says, "Well, I mean, it kind of was obvious since the academy." But I'm not gonna say nothing. As Sasuke says, "Sasuke, do you really, have a crush on me?" As then Sasuke looks at her and goes like, "No, I don't." As he, Sasuke is like looking at him and goes, "Why?" He goes, "Because you obsess over me and it's annoying." And then he walks away. And Naruto just asks Sakura, she's like upset, and he goes like, "Sakura, go talk to Shikamaru." Actually, she's going like, "Wait, what?" And she goes, "Just go talk to Shikamaru. He can give you some answers. I don't want to. I'm too tired, and I'm on a date. And then he grabs Ino's hand and says, let's go. As they, technically leave. Which Sakura's blinking. Like, I'm like, why should I talk to Shikamaru? Just for answers, so I can just go to Sasuke. But she takes Naruto's advice, even though she didn't want to. So, she goes to Shikamaru, and he explains who Sasuke likes, which catches her off guard. And I'm gonna let you guys, I just wanted to put that in there, so that's just my decision. Just to, have Sakura feel a little bit upset, and then, stop. Then after, a 2-year time skip, you guys will see something. So, yeah. So, Sakura's a little bit upset, and she goes home, and, she's a little bit, and she's depressed on, she found out who Sasuke likes, and it ain't her. Which is a little bit upsetting, but it's kind of obvious since Naruto has been training her. She's been getting, a lot smarter, and she learned a lot quicker that Sasuke was not gonna like her. And, she thought if she tried hard enough, she could get him to like him. But, yeah. She realized now it's not gonna happen. But, for right now, but maybe someday, just for right now, she doesn't care. She just wants to rethink everything. So, yeah. So that's out of the way. Ino and Naruto are on their date. They go to the store that she wanted to go to. They, then get something to eat. They're just hanging out, having a good time. And Naruto says he'll be right back. No, Ino's just waiting outside the store as a guy from the past, walks up to Ino, which was one of the guys that actually liked her from the academy. As he goes, hey, have you been? And she's just saying, oh, it's you. Why are you even bothering me? And he's just saying, what? I can't, try to see the girl I like. And she's just saying, I don't care. I already rejected you back then, and I still am. Besides, I have a boyfriend now. As, she's just thinking to herself, come on, Naruto, hurry up, I have a bad feeling about this. And nothing bad's gonna happen, basically. Just the guy, just saying, so what, you're dating that freak? And, just gets a little angry, says, he's not a freak, he's a hero. And a better person than you. As the guy just gets mad and says, it doesn't matter what you think. You are gonna date me someday. I'll wait as long as I can. But first, let me give you something. Yeah, I meant to say it. As then he tries to lean for a kiss, as then Naruto comes out. Ino was about to slap him. She is a lot stronger in this one, so that would have basically not KO'd him. As then Naruto does come out and says, hey, what are you doing to Ino? As the guy says, oh, Naruto, it's just me, are well, this is exactly what you look like. She's been cheating on you behind your back. As then saying, no, I haven't. As I think I already did this thing, but it's just another. If I have, then it's just another guy. But it's just this is gonna happen. Guys are gonna try to flirt with in this one, and Naruto's just gonna be tested. As the guy is just grinning. As then Naruto decides, he goes, oh look, another guy who thinks he can try to fool me. Look, I'm not that easily manipulative as any of the other guys here in this village. But let me tell you this. Since my Kekai Genkai, I'm starting to see I can see someone dying, and then I can change their fate, and I can even see people's emotions. You're reeking of greed and accomplishment, you thought you tricked me. And is just making an aura of sadness, and is pleading to her, in her head saying, please don't believe him. And I was actually As he points to the ear, says, "I can hear everything, even a store." As in, smiles and laughs. As and plus, then he says, "Also, Ino can basically break your face." As then he goes like, "No, she can't." And he goes, "Oh, I mean, I've been training with Ino and Sasuke, and I've been training Sakura too." And then he laughs and says, "Sakura's useless." And he goes, and Sakura goes, "Yeah, but at least she knows medical ninjutsu and some water type jutsu and some water jutsu." And then he goes like, "Wait, what?" He goes, "Yeah, I trained her, learned it. Plus, I mean, I even give her a regimen of training she should do, and how to increase the arm bracelets that Ino has, and so does Sakura." And then he goes like, "Wait, what?" He goes, "Yeah, they have a special type of metal that absorbs chakra. So the more chakra you put into it, the heavier it'll be." As then, you know, she asks, "Can I take off one?" And he goes like, "Be my guest." As then she takes off a arm bracelet. The chakra that she had in it goes right back to Ino. As then she goes, "If you ever try that again, I'm gonna break more than this." As then she punches him in the gut, which it was like right near the one of his ribs, and it breaks. As then he's on the ground coughing up blood. He goes, "What strength!" And she then puts back on the arm bracelet, and she has increased the weight of it. She's a little stronger than from the last time they trained. And Naruto says, "That's my girl." As she's like blushing, and then like Kurama comes out and he sees the little nine-tailed fox. He goes like, the nine-tails, why is he so puny?" And then Kurama just grins and then smacks him right into a wall. And then Naruto, laughs. Naruto just says, "He may be puny, but he is still strong enough to kill this whole entire village by himself." As everyone hears that, and then Kurama says, "Yeah, but I don't feel like it. It's too annoying. Besides, this is where you're born, Naruto. And plus, I've made some pretty good friends, even with the kids, so it's not bad of a village." That's when people sigh in relief. As walks over to Naruto, hugs him, and says, "Sorry, about that." And Naruto says, "Hey, it's just one thing I gotta look out for. Guy's trying to flirt with my girlfriend. It's gonna happen." And then he said this out loud, "A lot more than I thought." And then he goes, "What do you mean?" He goes like, crap, you weren't supposed to hear that." But then explains, "Well, remember how when we were in the academy, there has been a lot of guys, trying to ask you out, and you always, rejected them. I have a feeling, even though I've dealt with them already, there's still some guys that are still gonna try to flirt with you, so, my bad." And she goes, "No, that's completely understandable. Just promise me one thing." And so he goes, "What?" "Can you please not, kill them if it happens?" He goes, "Oh, I won't. Because one, remember, you got those arm bracelets, so as long as you take them off, those guys are dead meat anyways." And then she, splashes and says, "Thanks." And, so they go along. They get back to their place, and her father and mother ask how long, have they been in the village. They said just for a couple hours. As then, her father heard about a kid trying to kiss her, and she basically beat him in one punch, and then Kurama slapped him into a building. As, they say, yeah, that happened. As they saying, her father is thinking how strong has become because of Naruto, and her mother's just happy that, they're both okay, and Naruto explains everything that happened, and she's pretty, surprised. But Naruto learned that jutsu, and they say it's like the fourth Hokage, and he says, "Yeah, I know, my dad." As they say, yeah, so, they, celebrate. A couple of days go by, Naruto and just relax, they don't go on any missions, and then it's like the ceremony for Tsunade as she accepts to become the Hokage, and she likes them too. This is my first order of business as Hokage. I would like to promote a. I think I still made Naruto a Genin. He's still a Genin. But he never went to a Chunin. So if I didn't, then we're just gonna make him a Chunin in this one. And for right now, I like to have Naruto Uzumaki become a Chunin, as everyone's in shock, and Archer just grins and says, "All right." And it's kind of like just being happy for him. Wait, I think I did make him a Chunin. If I did, then this is the new way. All right. Okay, so he like. Oh wait, give me a minute. Okay, yeah, okay. I just figured out something. I think I did, but it didn't really make any sense. So let's just do it this way. If I did, Naruto became a Chunin because of Jiraiya and Tsunade, Danzo, and the council. I have talked it over about who should become a Chunin because of because the Chunin exams and what people have saw. They made a decision to make Naruto a Chunin and Shikamaru because they were pretty amazing in their fights. And the way that they're thinking, Naruto should begin the vest, but Jiraiya says we should make it more suitable for him personally. But I have a feeling Naruto would change it on his own, so let's just give him the vest like normal. As then she declared that already, as everyone was shocked to hear, but not really surprised, just shocked because it was so soon. So after that, it was in the afternoon, the morning, almost lunch. So in the afternoon, so 3 o'clock, Naruto and Shikamaru go. They give him the Chunin vest, and then Naruto asks, "Can I change it up a little?" And Tsunade says, "Well, we thought you were gonna do that, so you can." He goes, "Thanks." And then he goes back to back to his place. His parents and are there, and says, "So that's the vest." And he says, "Yeah, I'm just gonna modify it to look differently from everyone else's, because I'm called the Reaper of the Leaf, so top A rank, probably a top S. I'm probably a lower S rank by now." Which they all say out loud, says, "No, you're a top S rank." And then Naruto was blinking, "Really?" And they say, "Yeah, you're lowballing yourself. You're really an S rank." And he goes "Well then, someone should tell the bingo bucks that." As then his father says, "I will." As then he goes "Wait, I was just joking." As he goes out and he goes "Oh great, I have a feeling I'm gonna get a lot more dangerous missions from now on." As says, "Yeah, but that means a lot more money. And a lot more money, a lot more time we can spend and spend on stuff for a new place if we ever want to move in together." As that surprises her mother, and Naruto goes, wait, what? You want to live together? I mean, she goes, "Yeah, I don't want to live with my parents forever." And then Naruto's blushing goes, "True, but what age?" She then says, "How about 17?" He goes, "Well, we are 13, 14, so yeah, that should be good." She goes, "Good." But after that, Naruto makes it look different. He makes the vest into just a jacket, but it has still the symbol of the hidden leaf. He just modified it differently. It's looks like it's ripped up, and it has a long sleeve, and it's just it looks like it's from the Hidden Leaf Village. He just changed it up to make it in his style way, and which he showed Tsunade, which Tsunade, Shizune, Jiraiya, Danzo were in the room just talking about how Naruto got into the bingo book, and they someone told them what he's done, as they're thinking now we're gonna have Naruto go on a lot more dangerous missions now, even though he's just a tuning. And Danzo says, I don't want to, I don't even like that idea, but I have to agree we're gonna have to. As then when he does come in, he shows them what he's done to the vest, which Danzo and Jiraiya were shocked, well, not Danzo, Jiraiya and Tsunade were shocked, as Danzo says, may I look at it? As then he looks and he says, hold done, Naruto, you know you made the vest into a thinner and looks like it's lightweight, still is a little bit heavy. And the pockets are still here, and you still kept it to the original design, just gave it sleeves and all that. And then he goes, yeah, I thought it'd be a little bit more better for me since of my, Kekai Genkai and the way I am. As he agrees with it. As then, they say they got word from the Bingo Book publishers that they haven't updated it, and you're in the S ranks. And he goes oh god, why did Ino's dad have to do that? As he says, what rank? They say, well, you're in the middle, you're in between low and the high tier S rank. And he goes oh great. So let me guess, dangerous missions for me. As they say, well, we're gonna give you any mission you want. Alright, you can, even though you're tuning, you're allowed to go on S rank missions, and missions that could risk your life, or you could not come back alive. As he says, wow, that's pretty dangerous. He goes, yes, but since what you have shown me and what Danzo and Jiraiya have said, even the third Hokage have told me you're quite suitable for these type of missions. And be honest, you have a freaking Genkai that are similar to death, so we don't know if you can even die. As then Naruto just says, we can test that out. As they go wait, what? As he says, yeah, well, you can just try to freaking kill me. As they all think he's crazy, but Danzo says, alright. And, well, Jiraiya and Tsunade thought he was crazy. And then Naruto says, alright, Danzo, hit me for your best shot. As Danzo just takes off a freaking, he just hits him with a jutsu. And basically when Tsunade runs over to him, she checks his pulse. He never really had, he had a pulse, but it was very weak. And she doesn't know that, so it's it's not even there. And then next thing you know, she sees the wound. It's not healing. She sees he's dead. Danzo, and he just became a tuning and all that. And Jiraiya's about to do something, and then Naruto just, they didn't even felt his chakra, and then all of a sudden it just burst. As he says, that hurts. As he just gets up and he sees the wound, and as it starts healing, he goes as I ask, Naruto, are you okay? He goes yeah. For a minute there, I was dead. As they go what? He goes, yeah. Hachi was dead for a minute. And then I came back. Weird, huh? As Danzo says, well then, that means your Kekai Genkai doesn't make you die. Probably you only die of natural causes, as old age. As then Naruto says, well, that means that Reaper Death Seal, the third Hokage use, wouldn't affect me that at all. As Danzo and Jiraiya and Tsunade realize that, they say he could seal something and not die with that jutsu. And how do you know? He goes, even though I was using ninja hordes, they informed me about a jutsu that basically the third Hokage used. So yeah, as they're all in shocked, as basically he just says, well, see you guys, as he grabs his jacket, his tuning jacket, and he walks out. As everyone's blinking and just saying, we have the Grim Reaper. They just not gonna call him wait, he has Fox here, so the Fox Reaper? He says, yeah, So he said, and then they look in the bingo book, and it said, it says Reaper of the Leaf. It says Fox Reaper of the Leaf. The title was changed. And let's go over to the Akatsuki, as one of them has the bingo book as he looks, and it says Naruto Uzumaki, aka Fox Reaper of the Leaf. As it's in the middle, he says as everyone, as all the customers are going, "Hey, what's wrong?" As then he says, "Look, it's the Nine Tails, Jinchuriki," and they see he's in the S rank, as they're thinking, "Oh my god, we can't take him on right now. We gotta train." As they all will start training, and that's where we're gonna leave it off, everyone. I do hope you guys enjoy this. Some people ask questions about the Reaper Death Jutsu, so I just thought I'd make him immune to it, because, why not? He's basically has a Kekai Genkai, represents, similar to Death, so I'm not making him die with it if he ever uses it, which he probably won't. So yeah. But anyways, I do hope you guys have a nice day or night, wherever you guys are. Just enjoy it. Stay cool. Don't get sick, because of this virus. Alright, bye everyone.